Okay, this is Mr. Escileus, 2080. This is a 3-0 game, playing with someone who's rated around 2050. Just do a casual soft analysis. I'll try and do my best. It's a blitz game, so let's see what happened in this. I can see this is almost a miniature. 26 moves. Anything under 25 moves for me counts as a miniature. So let's see what happened here. Okay, e4, e6, the infamous French defense. It's an opening that many like and many dislike as well. I'm not a big fan of it personally. d4 and king e7, this is, probably some line that I'm unaware of. Do they even have a name for this? There's actually a game, Dobrov versus Nakamura. French defense, normal variation. Yeah, this is very normal. French defense, normal variation. My mustache brings all the boys to the yard. What's up, Moscatel? Okay, and f4. Queen e8. Where did you learn to do that, Escileus? Because I think I've seen Magnus do this once or twice, just get his king towards the other side of the board. It's a funny looking move. But it's also logical because I guess you can throw the pawn up forward and activate the queen via these diagonals. So there's method to madness here. Knight f3 and king d8. I figured that you wanted the king on d8. So, just these sort of moves, basically mess with your opponent's psyche. So it's definitely a strategy that you can employ from time to time. However, if you keep employing it again and again, then your opponents also adapt to it. But just to shake your opponent sometimes in faster time controls, I guess it's a nice strategy. King e7 is gaining opposition. It is. Knight c3, and I guess black also wants to bring some pieces into the game, although I fear for the king as well, so I don't know how Escileus continued over here. Maybe bring the knight in, maybe b6, and then try and get the bishop over here. Either way, in this position, white has to be better because it's got a very strong center. However, it's a blitz game. Knight c6 and bishop e3. Okay, and knight e7. Okay, that's fine. Not only do we spend 2 moves bomb clouding the king, but then again, we spend 2 moves in moving the knight as well. So that makes perfect sense. You really messed with your opponent here, Escileus. Bishop e2 and knight f6. Nice. Look at this convention of pieces, all giving company to His Majesty. Castles and even knight g8. This is some fine maneuvering. I have lost track, by the way, which knight belonged to the queen side and which knight belonged to the king side. I think this guy came from the queen side, no? This is h3 and d6. Okay, at d6 at least makes sense because you're taking some control of the center. Okay. e5 and knight back. Thank you for the 100 bits. And then even allowing his opponent's knight to come in with e4 and knight b8. So there is absolutely no need for developing. You just wait for your opponent to come in and then you'll find some moves. So this knight was on the king side, by the way, and this guy was from the queen side. So okay, captures pawn up, and then again develop the knight to c6. Pawn over there, knight f6, knight back, and rook g8. King up, h6, b4, and g5. We have to stop analyzing Grandmaster games and start analyzing a Celsius game. That's true. But I'm not analyzing at this point, I'm just saying out the moves, g5, knight f6, knight c6. I mean, he has some threats, right? Knight over here, check, something like that. He's attacking the king. Thank you for the 100 bits again, Escileus. Okay, c5. So what sort of madness is gonna happen now? I have no idea. G takes on f4 actually makes a world of sense. World of sense because it opens up a rook's file. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It hits the bishop, so I guess his opponent has to capture back. And now what, Mr. E? Simply knight over here? Or do you have any other thing? I guess this is not much of a threat because knight here, the bishop can move back, right? So he's got to activate some more stuff. I'm not quite sure how, but I don't think you have any time for defensive moves like this in this position. You either attack or you die. So, you know, in this position, I would probably put my money on e5 and activate this bishop. Maybe go for a sack over here one day. He did go for it. e5 takes, and now knight h5. Yeah, I guess you have to do that because, you know, the pawn is pinned. There's a king over here. Surprise, surprise. Knight over here, bishop back. Now what? Knight g3 check. Okay, bishop captures, rook captures. And his opponent takes time to enjoy a juicy pawn. I guess it's now or never, no? Bishop h3. Yes, Escileus goes for it. Captures with a rook, check, knight blocks, and queen e5. Juicy. Wait a second, this knight is hanging as well. I just noticed that. So, yeah. I mean, for a second I was thinking, you know, queen h4, but I'm confused because there's a king over here where, you know, queen is supposed to be. So my apologies for the confusion. I guess this is the only way of activating the queen. This queen e5 and rook f3. He just blundered the mate. That's just fantastic. That's a good example of how to confuse your opponent into just, you know, just blundering a mate in the end. That's just how it's done. He had to defend against the mate, right? Rook f2 or something. But he forgot about that. Just rook f3. Okay. And he resigned after that as well. Thank you for the bits, Celsius. My pleasure. I enjoyed that game. I don't know about everyone else, but I really enjoyed that. Rook f3. Oh my god.